Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. Well, the extreme minority speculation was correct this time. Only a few people were suggesting that the most likely scenario here that was going to happen with the Hunter Biden sweetheart deal was that the judge overseeing the case would essentially throw the plea deal in the trash, and there were some different suggestions as to why that would happen. In the end, I think this is probably worst case scenario for crackhead Biden, because supposedly, according to the reporting that we have thus far, the reason Hunter Biden's sweetheart plea agreement was thrown to the trash is due to an ongoing investigation into Hunter Biden's possible violation of the FARA Act. FARA standing for the Foreign Agents Registration Act. I'm sure you guys know exactly where I'm going with this. Let me update you guys on everything that's going on. We've got some stuff to get into, so let's roll the tape. Alright folks, so early in the morning on the 26th of July 2023, Hunter Biden walks into the courthouse expecting to enter his guilty plea and hopefully secure that sweetheart deal. They were hoping for everything to go peachy and smooth, but obviously if you've seen any of the headlines, the whole thing crashed and burned for Hunter Biden, the DOJ, and his legal team.
So as I went back into the courtroom, the hearing had just begun again. The judge was back on the bench, and she was pressing the prosecution on this investigation and the four corners of this plea agreement. One of the prosecutors said that the investigation was very much ongoing, and that she asked him, well, what is not covered in this plea agreement if you were leaving the possibility for there being other future charges? So then the judge said, would this include a possible FARA charge that's not registering as a foreign agent? The prosecutor said no, the deal would not include that. It was at that point that she had said to the prosecution, if you can charge that, then what does this mean? And the prosecutors, actually, she asked Hunter Biden's attorneys about that, and he said, well, then there's no deal. And the prosecutor said, then there is no deal. So Biden's team said that the plea agreement, as far as they understood it, was now null and void. They were moving ahead to talk about what the next steps would be in this case. So as of right now, the deal appears to be dead and off the table, and it remains to be seen how they're going to move forward. But he has been charged with those two misdemeanor tax evasion charges, but one thing we learned is that this investigation is very much still ongoing.
Hunter Biden's plea deal appears to be dead and off the table. Good. There were multiple reasons to axe this deal, and in the end it came to an ongoing investigation of Hunter Biden's violation of the Foreign Agents Registration Act. Essentially, if you're going to be acting as a foreign lobbyist lobbying the government for preferential beneficial policy for a foreign nation, you have to register as a foreign agent. It takes 5 seconds. You sign a paper, you send it in, and boom, it's done. Hunter never did that, yet he sat on the Burisma board, he had connections with people in the federal government, he clearly used his father, as we're seeing now, to wield the federal government and federal policy to benefit foreign nations and foreign corporations. That investigation apparently is still ongoing. I guess it's still on the low, hush hush. The judge clearly asked, is this investigation still going on? Is Hunter Biden being investigated over his FARA violation? The DOJ and Hunter Biden's legal team essentially confirmed the investigation is still ongoing, and the judge said, well then what are you doing here? Why is Hunter Biden pleading guilty or signing on a plea deal when the investigation, at least related to all the charges, hasn't even wrapped up? CNN, as you might expect, wasn't exactly happy to hear the news.
Someone made a bad mistake here. Am I wrong looking at this, saying that these someone, whether it be Hunter Biden's defense or prosecutors here,
how could there be such a big miscommunication?
I cannot even begin to explain how the Justice Department walks into that courtroom without knowing exactly what the scope of immunity or coverage is for Hunter Biden. And equally, I cannot even begin to understand how Hunter Biden's lawyers walk him into that courthouse without knowing exactly what the constraints, what the limitations of that deal are.
What a bunch of slimy snakes. CNN's legal analyst seems perplexed. How could the prosecutors not know? How could Hunter Biden's legal team not understand the limitations? Well, obviously they understood that what they were doing was bogus. They tried to do it anyways. Deep state actors doing what deep state actors do, hoping to get away with corruption and preferential treatment, hoping the judge would simply side with them, and they'd be able to save Joe Biden's crackhead son by unethically pursuing this ridiculous plea agreement. What they were hoping, what's most shocking is that clearly the DOJ is trying to bury this FARA conviction and FARA investigation. In other words, the DOJ is still working overtime with Hunter Biden's legal team and probably with the Biden cabinet. What it seems like to me is that the DOJ is working overtime with Hunter Biden's legal team to get the best possible outcome for the president's son. Good on this judge for stopping them directly in their tracks, especially in response to the IRS whistleblower claims that the DOJ has been blocking nearly every instance of inquiry into the Biden crimes, which, by the way, in another shocking turn of events in this case, after the IRS whistleblower testimony on the House floor, House Republicans filed a brief with the judge in the case, inserting the IRS whistleblower's testimony into evidence. And supposedly, according to reports, this happened.
Republican Congressman Jason Smith just filed a brief with the judge, entering into evidence the IRS whistleblower testimony. Basically a legal move to get the judge to think, you know what, are you really going to let this guy off so easy? And Hunter Biden's attorney called the courthouse clerk today and pretended to be a Republican attorney and told the clerk, oops, you know what, we didn't really mean to file all that whistleblower stuff. Can you guys just strike that from the record? Seriously, Hunter Biden's lawyer made a phony phone call to the court and tried to remove the whistleblower testimony. He called and impersonated the opposing lawyer. Hey, this is a Republican attorney Chris Clark. Oh, never mind that amicus brief. Just forget about it. That was an accident. Good day, young lady.
I mean, you seriously can't make this stuff up. Apparently, allegedly, Hunter Biden's lawyer, legal representation in the case, called the judge pretending to be a House Republican, telling the judge directly, oh, it's me, House Republican. You know that evidence of whistleblower testimony that we inserted? Yeah, that was a prank. It was just a joke. How frickin' stupid is this guy? Now there's calls to have him disbarred.
This is a clear case for disbarment of the attorney. If the judge lets him off on this, it just falls in line with everything else that's been happening in the Hunter Biden case. But this is egregious, Jesse, and yeah, this can't stand.
Quote, this is a clear case of disbarment. Yeah, you think? I mean, come on. I don't know how the Bidens keep getting away with this garbage. Not only the Bidens, but the DOJ, the White House. I've never seen such a big group of scoundrels. The same people who, when addressing Donald Trump and all of his bogus indictments, claim that no one is above the law, clearly seem to think that they are certainly above the law. The corruption is happening right in front of you, from the DOJ trying to ram this plea agreement through, knowing they were in no position to do so, as they tried to bury the FARA investigation. And by the way, after shifting Hunter Biden's tax crimes, which are clear-cut felonies, into do tax fraud misdemeanors, as usual, anything related to Poopy Pants Biden, it freaking stinks to the high heavens. But anyways, not to beat a dead horse, you guys get it. It's good freaking news. Hunter Biden's agreement has been smacked down, and I guess we'll have to see exactly where it goes from here. That's what I got for you guys, though. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like and possibly subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.